Hello. Today I'm meeting you in the car in the middle of a sea storm, and as you may see, the angle today is a little bit different, as well as my backdrop, and that is because it is insanely windy everywhere. But today at least it's not raining. I love the rain, I love good sea storm, but it was not exactly possible to record safely and comfortably inside a car during what was going on yesterday. So today we have a sunny day, but a very, very windy day. And I tried to go to one of my usual nature spots. Excuse me. I tried to go to one of my usual nature spots, but it was just impossible to film there. It was very windy, and this is the best I could do. I hid myself between some buildings at a neighborhood that used to be an American military base here in Iceland. So now I'm hiding out here, and I'm pretty sure you can still hear the soft whooshing of the wind around me, and now and then you can see the car is being rocked by the wind as well. But this is the ambience of today. To those who are tuning in for the first time, my name is Nika and I'm an artist living in Iceland. And this series Wonder Club is me sharing everyday wonders from my life in hopes to connect, inspire, and just share something that truly moves my heart every day. There weren't any questions under my last video, but there was one request. One viewer asked me to speak in Polish in my next video. So, jeśli oglądasz, Tomku, to pozdrawiam. I feel like I have a radio show saying that. And now on to the first wonder of May, which is essential oils. So recently I started, I gave aromatherapy a try, and I invested in some good quality oils, and two of them really surprised me. They say that you're most attracted to the oils, to the smell of the oils that are most beneficial to you at the moment. So two of my favorites right now are, first one, frankincense. That one was not so much of a surprise because frankincense for me, it smells like a wooden bench in an old church. And these are the words that one lady used when I was buying perfume and we were trying to figure out what kind of smells I'm interested in. And then she described one bottle of perfume like that, and I knew that would be the one. And yeah, there is actually perfume line from Comme des Garçons. Excuse my French, but that's the best I can do. So there is a perfume line inspired by different temples from all around the world, and I've used one of them. I used the Avignon, and that was wonderful. That was the best smell I've ever smelled. So when I discovered frankincense, like a good quality frankincense oil, I just knew that this is me. This smell makes me so happy, and you can tell I'm telling the truth because I've ordered them maybe, in the beginning of May, actually end of April, the last day of April, and I'm already out of the first frankincense bottle, and I just can't. In my hometown, there is this old church in the middle of the park. It is not a functional church anymore. Now it's a cultural center, but it's a small wooden church in the middle of the park, and it smells exactly like that. And the smell is so intense that when you get closer to it in the park, you know you're getting closer to the building because you can already feel the smell kind of intertwining between the leaves and It's like a hidden gem in that park. And I found out recently that it's not the church itself that has the smell, it is the wood primer that they're using to protect the structure. So yeah, that's a fun fact. So yeah, the first oil, frankincense. The second one is a huge surprise to me because I wouldn't necessarily go for citrus smells, but my friend here, she really spoke highly of a lemon oil, especially when you diffuse it, and how that smell reminds her of her hometown in Turkey. And yeah, when I visited her house and first encountered that scent, I was just so, I don't know what to say, even what kind of word to use. I just really loved the scent. It reminds me a little bit of how Lush smells, the store in the UK. But yeah, and I was just really, really surprised. So I decided to use lemon oil for diffusion as well. And these two are my two favorite scents that make me feel really good and at peace. And I always have an elevated experience if I diffuse one of those. And also carrying them with me and being able to just smell it. It kind of, you can use it as a sort of a bell of mindfulness throughout the day, as well as, providing stimuli to our senses, which is so needed. So yeah. So you might remember in one of the first episodes I shot, I mentioned my recent interest in ink painting and Zen art. Although I was really interested, I wasn't really planning on trying that myself. I was planning for charcoal, and after my Icelandic class one evening, I went to a stationery shop, a paper store, I don't know I forgot the proper name. And then there on the shelf, I saw one of these. And what drew me in is the beautiful illustrations that each of them have on their packaging. And there was a whole wall of them. I really didn't expect them to have painting ink or drawing ink in my small town here in the store. So I spent maybe like 30 minutes just looking at all of them. And then I remembered, well, I might as well try. I just it wasn't even like a process of a word by word thinking. It was just kind of pure feeling of remembering my joy of discovering Zen art and ink painting. And then my eyes went to the blue one, and then I found two variations of the black one. I opted for liquid Indian ink in black, and I also got the blue one because I just couldn't take my eyes off of it. So I got these two, and then I remembered, okay, I don't know if I have any brushes, so I picked up, I believe this one. Yeah, that's the newest looking one. I picked up one brush, I picked up palette, and then I got home and Googled how to paint with ink, and is it even possible with this ink? I didn't know anything about ink, and now I have extra two in my collection, and I find that the more rugged and destroyed a brush is, the better effect it produces, at least for me, the more interesting it looks. And I just remember spending the entire afternoon exploring different techniques, and I really like this approach because it was not the regular approach that I would see in other techniques that I was learning. So this one really interested me in a way, and I found a lot of joy in it, and I was mostly thinking I would be doing the ends of circles, but I'm also eager to explore mark making as a meditation, or drawing bamboo leaves, or I think there was lotus leaves as well. I just found lots of joy in it, and yeah, I felt like it was important for me to include that in this episode. The reason why I think it was so joyful is that I wasn't, first of all, thinking about it, I wasn't planning it, and I wasn't feeling stressed that I'm not doing it, because that's usually how it goes for me. I just found something I was interested in, and then I stumbled upon a way to do it, and then I just did it. And it felt like something as close as possible to the way we do things as children. We just see something, we get the thing, we do the thing, and then we spend all summer doing it. I wish I could do this, but I'm still stuck between many interests that I'll never be able to do in one lifetime. So speaking of doing things, I have a little note that I wanted to read, which is my wonder number 3 of the month of May. I have fallen away from this somehow, but how wonderful and how human it is to fall away from something and come back. It's like coming home and realizing it's why we traveled. We come back from our journey out to the inn again. And I wrote that about quotes and about keeping myself motivated. What I mean by that is it takes effort to acknowledge and remember and to let ourselves be influenced by the things that initially move us. And what I mean by that, again, is that when you have a quote, or when you find something, when you hear something that moves your soul or provides relief or inspiration, it is your responsibility to surround yourself with it. At least that's the way I see it, that if I only hear it and feel that initial feeling, that's great. But if I can take it a step further, if I can write it down, or write it down on a paper and put it on a wall, or put it in a book of quotes, or some people call it a commonplace book. That's another phenomenon that I think is great. But when we keep ourselves surrounded by the things that inspire us, we can find that they will uplift us time and time again, not just that first time. And we think, okay, if I find a belief that I can relate to or connect to, or the one that shifts my perspective, I have read it, I have found it, now I'm doing it. Mostly it doesn't work like that, at least not from my brain. I have to be reminded time and time again, because the things I'm struggling with, they will be coming back time and time again. And then time and time again, it is on me to change the narrative, to answer again with that thing that inspired me, If I have a question in my mind that keeps coming back, and I have the answer that kind of relieves me from this question and from doubt or from inaction, maybe, it's my responsibility to keep answering that question until the assurance is sturdy enough, I believe. So I decided to do that again, because I didn't have any quotes on my wall, anything like that anymore. And I just felt like I needed a more in-my-face reminder. So I chose a few. I collected, I think, about 3 or 4 that spoke to me recently, and prepared them on a piece of paper and put them on my wall. And let's see, I feel like once their job is done, I can replace them with another one or take a little break. One of those quotes for me recently comes from the book Arrangements in Blue. I think I briefly mentioned it in my last episode, and that quote has to do with comparison. It says, comparison is like wishing blue was green, or blue or green. I'm not sure about the grammar here, but I love the message of it, especially because blue and green are my favorite colors, and because it's such a simple metaphor. I don't like the word metaphor, but it's such a simple connotation to make. It's just colors, and blue is blue and green is green, and they both make sense, and they're both beautiful. And grass is more green because the sky is blue, and the sky is more blue because the grass is green. I just really love that message, so that's one that I'll be sticking on my wall for sure. The next wonder number 4, I found it while exploring Pinterest for ways that people write down their quotes or just word-based artworks, and I've come across this artwork. The artist calls it the Sun Mantra. He mentions on their Instagram that the piece is something he made as a reminder to be grateful for every day. I just thought that it was strikingly beautiful and very simple and messy in this natural human way, and a little bit mad. And I was inspired to offer a little tribute myself, since the way he thought about the sun, the way I like to think about the lupines here, the flowers, the purple flowers, that in the deep of winter they are still there, they're sleeping, and every summer, every May or June, they are coming back up again, and they're covering a whole island. It is an invasive species, but it's very beautiful. And I thought I'd offer my tribute as the lupine version of the Sun Mantra, the lupine mantra. So speaking of artists, we're at our wonder number 5. And as wonder number 5, I would like to share with you an artist that I've come across on YouTube. His name is Carl, and he's sharing sort of a visual diary of an artist, his artistic journey. I find his work really exciting and interesting. He makes objects and paintings, and on YouTube he shares his updates and goals in this fun way in form of a show, and I find it really energizing and inspiring to watch. He has this strong drive for exploration, for joy, for having fun, for experimenting, and I find his videos terribly motivating, and they remind me of art school and the freedom of that time, and kind of the acceptance of everything, the feelings of inspiration. And it's something that I think should be valued highly. So I think, and I hope, he will continue to grow, and you can find the link to his channel in the description box. So yeah, that was our 5 wonders of May. Thank you for being here with me, and thank you for encouraging me to keep making the episodes. I'm very happy that it resonates with at least 1 or 2 people. So thank you, and see you in the next one.